everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a DIY Dollar Tree Farmhouse Buffalo Check wreath, part of our autumn wreath week. We're going to use the black and white buffalo check scarf from the Dollar Tree, as well as the black pumpkin stand, but you could use any one if you want, or you can embellish it with something else, of course. You could also make this for any holiday season. Now I'm going to use a foam white wreath that I got from the 99-cent only store, but you could use the willow wreath for the color. But if you do opt to use the green one, you might want to put something under the scarf. The green may show through the white parts, but we'll see that in a second. And I'm also going to reuse that bow that I made with the plaid one with the stripes. I'm going to link a video to the video for that bow making series in the description box down below. So as you can see, I have this white wreath that I got at the 99-cent only store. It is the exact same shape and size as the green ones that they sell at Dollar Tree, except it's white. Now I knew that this scarf is kind of thin, so you can try it on the green one. It may add a tiny green hue, which I know a lot of people are really loving for this autumn. But depending on how it lays, you may want to paint it first, or like I said, just opt for a different wreath form. The willow branch wreath would be nice, or even the wire one won't really show through. So as you can see, I'm just really haphazardly just throwing the scarf on, just to get it spread out, basically to get it all the way around the circle. And then we're going to go ahead and fix it. We're going to fan it out so it doesn't just look like we threw a scarf on there. So be patient, it's coming. I also, in this entire wreath, used just a dot of glue to secure the wreath closed, and then I didn't glue any of the embellishments on, so I could go ahead and dismantle this wreath if I wanted to in the future. And we did use a little bit of we're going to use a little bit of glue to glue a pipe cleaner to the wooden pumpkin, but I also didn't mention you need a pipe cleaner. Some jute or string or ribbon would be fine. Okay, but as you can see, you just spread it out so that you have the pattern show up a little bit better. And now we're just going to take this thing. I tried to peel the sticker off. The sticker is really stuck on there. If the stickers are really stuck on there, then I don't worry about taking them off so much. But I'm really not crazy about gluing stuff to a sticker normally if it has the chance of coming off. But this sticker was really stuck on Band-Aid, what I'm trying to say. So we just took a pipe cleaner. You could take a ribbon or a piece of jute, anything you want to attach this pumpkin to the wreath. And we just put a big glob of hot glue down the middle, laid the pipe cleaner on there, and then set it off to dry, or cool technically. Now this is another option. I'm just going to take this black and white buffalo check. Well, it's really a gingham. This black and white gingham ribbon from Hobby Lobby that I got for $2. It's a $3.99 ribbon that I got at 50% off. And I love this size, and like the size. That's the word. That's all. The scale was the word I was thinking of. I love the size and the scale for this particular pumpkin. So I'm just going to tie a regular bow, like you were tying your shoes on shoelaces. Basically, you just want to make sure you give enough room for tails. You make a loop. You take the ribbon coming off the spool. You tie it around and pull it through. And then you just make it as tight as you can. And of course, once you're done, you want to cut off your tails. You decide if you want dog ear or dovetail or just cut them straight. That's entirely up to you. I pulled the raffia bow right off of the pumpkin, but you, like I said, you can leave it. That's a design decision that I leave up to each individual person. And then I'm going to go ahead and just glue that bow in its place. I don't want to cover the words, so I tried to make it a little bit higher on the stem so that the ribbon tails wouldn't cover the words. But I do love how this looks, especially with the wreath, the rest of the wreath. I think I mentioned it that so far each day, my favorite. Well, this one so far is my absolute favorite. I'm not saying it's the favorite wreath I ever made, but it's the favorite of this week's series. If you guys know me and you know my love for black and white and buffalo check, you can imagine that this was my favorite. So then all we're going to do is we're going to, like I said, I just added a tiny bit of hot glue to tack the rest of that scarf down. I picked which side was the nicest side, and then I used that as the front. I took the black and I put it on one side, flipped it over, twisted the pipe cleaner around the back. And now we're going to put the bow in the other side. But the thing that the real trick to this DIY is not just about fanning out the scarf and the techniques and stuff, but the real trick is going to be about the hanger. So if you've ever made a wreath before that has a one side that's more weighted than the other, there is a few different things that you can do to make it balanced when you hang it. The 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 correct way to actually do it when you have something off balance is to put two hangers on there. But that's very difficult, especially with wreaths. Most people just have an over the door wreath hook or one hook on their door for the wreath, so they really can't get two wreath holders, two holders, excuse me, on two different points of the wreath. But what we're going to do for this one is we're going to tie a ribbon on there, but we're going to tie it off center, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. So I made this bow on our, our bow making tutorial we did most recently. Like I said, I'll link the video in the description box down below. And I really loved the way this one came out, and I wanted to use it. If you didn't watch that video, the gingham or buffalo check ribbon I got from Hobby Lobby from their Christmas section. I got 75 feet of ribbon for $6. I thought that was the best price ever. And the ticking fabric also, the ticking ribbon also came from Hobby Lobby with a 50% off sale they had on their ribbon one time. So that was like a $2 spool of ribbon. Okay, and I basically just made like 2 loop bows and tied them together with the tail and then fluffed them out. But again, don't worry about fluffing it till after you have it tied on the ribbon, the wreath, because then when you turn it back over, you may have it smushed. All right, and then once you have that all done, you fluff it out. Now, as far as hanging is concerned, normally you would think to put your tie in the middle of your wreath, but what will happen is that the weighted pumpkin on the left will pull it crooked. It will basically want to balance its weight out, distribute its weight evenly, or the center of gravity for the wreath won't be even. So what we're going to do is we're going to take just a plain, I've done it on this wreath to show you guys, it's just a plain piece of white grosgrain ribbon, and we're going to tie it off center, and I'll show you both ways here in a second. Actually, as it turns out, that was not caught on tape, so I really do apologize. I feel really bad. But I'll show it to you. I'll talk to you through it a little bit when we hang the wreath up. But what I decided to do was, instead of sticking jute underneath this ribbon, I just had a little skinny piece of black ribbon that I tied off of a project. And I used that to tie this bow onto the wreath. And then what I did was, just to the right of the top of the pumpkin, under that ribbon tail, is where I tied on the white grosgrain ribbon loop that I created to hang this wreath. And I think you can see it a little bit in the video now where we hang it. So here it is done, and if you see right there, right where the hanger on the door is, you can kind of see how far over from center is the ribbon. I'm so sorry it's hidden, but you can see it's hidden, so that's what I meant to do. So hopefully you really enjoyed this tutorial. If you do, give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments down below. Sorry about the hanger situation. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe, and when you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, you take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye!